Welcome to The Dangerous Ones. Our guest today is an Emmy Award-winning comedy mastermind who has written episodes of The Simpsons, The Tracy Ullman Show, Frasier, Malcolm in the Middle, Everybody Loves Raymond, and School of Rock, among others.
Done it all.
He's also refined scripts for movies like The Nutty Professor, Austin Powers, Shrek, and many more. He's a passionate advocate for creators' rights, marching alongside fellow WGA and SAG-AFTRA members in 2023. Now, aside from dipping his toe back into stand-up comedy, he's hosting what we're calling one of the best podcasts of 2025, Don't Be Alone with Jay Kogan, mixing laugh-out-loud moments with real heart as he sits down with comics, musicians, actors, and family. Please welcome a true comedy legend and activist, Jay Kogan. Welcome.
Wow, I sound so much better based on what you're saying.
Well, when we had Billy Ray on the show, we told him we do these big intros so it entices them to come back.
Yeah.
All right.
That's what we say.
You don't. You just have to say there's a time to speak for Billy Ray to come back. He'll come back.
He's
That's
fantastic.
funny.
And you guys are like childhood friends, no?
Yeah, we've known each other since 7th grade.
Oh, my God.
I wanted to ask you, have you seen him since the election, and did you ever get to the Dodger game?
I have seen him since the election. We never got to the Dodger game, but but we've had a lot of Dodger talk. But we've not gone to a Dodger game together. I've seen him since the election, and listen, he worked very hard on the election, and we lost. That's a kick in the stomach. It takes a little time to recover.
Yeah.
So we're recovering.
Oh man, I'm still feeling it.
Boy.
I'm not okay.
And how, man? That was brutal. Yeah, we worked with Billy Ray in 2020 on quite a few videos and a few things since then. He came on the show. He was fantastic and just a bomb of critical democratic messaging and just great stuff.
I just think stuff we all needed to hear,
Yes.
And total side note, in preparation for this interview, I must have said Jake Kogan like a fucking million times.
Oh my God, because I told him about the podcast with Michael Jamin, and I never should have said anything because now I got to deal with this all day.
Here's the thing. When I was in elementary school, everybody called me Jay, like they do. They don't call you by your first and last name. So Jay, and then sometimes they called me Jay Kogan. And then in junior high, most people called me Jay Kogan. But as we started to get older and people started to get rushed in their lives, they started to call us Jay Kogan, and then it became Jake Kogan or Jake Hogan. And ever since then, people have been mushing them together. And the truth is, I don't care. It's fine. Call me anything you like. It doesn't. Jake Kogan. I have baseball trophies that are misspelled.
Oh no!
My God.
I have thing. It does not. None of it matters. That can't. Kogan, Kogen, isn't even a real name. It's Cohen. It's what a Russian spelling of Cohen.
Is that right?
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, my great grandfather was sort of like, Chaim the bootlegger or something. So it doesn't matter.
They're like, this is your name now.
So Jay, you wrote multiple episodes of The Simpsons back in the 90s, I believe, and it was the fucking golden age too.
Oh man!
And you wrote one of the episodes. You wrote Lisa the Greek correctly predicted the Washington Redskins would defeat the Buffalo Bills in Super Bowl 26.
I didn't believe you, and I lost my life savings.
Yeah. No, it didn't correctly predict it.
No.
We went back and fixed it.
Did the internet burn me
again? The plan was the internet's all full of bullshit. Simpson prediction. So this is just another one. We had made a prediction of some kind. I think we were wrong, and then in post production we fixed it. We recorded the show in such a way that was easy to redo the score. It's a verbal thing. It's not.
Get the fuck out of town. You're kidding me. So well, that's all right. The internet has burned me before. I once told a senator to his face that he had a baseball field named after him.
He was sitting right here.
He was right here in the studio. I couldn't believe it.
This is why you don't ask ChatGPT certain things.
Oh, my God.
Oh, ChatGPT is going to lie to you. That's the thing. AI, although Simpsons, you can do it on Google too. AI specifically is going to tell you incorrect information all the time that seems like correct information, but you cannot ask any AI, Grok, or ChatGPT about facts.
Like with confidence to your face.
Yeah, with confidence, it lies to you.
I'll give you an example.
Yeah.
I had to replace my mother-in-law's dishwasher. So I asked for the specific dimensions of a dishwasher. I had the model number, the make, and the serial number, and then it printed out this beautiful grid of depth, width, and all this stuff. And none of it was true. They just took what seemed like dishwasher information, amalgamated it, and gave it to me in a beautiful graph.
Oh my God.
Because that's what AI does. AI is not interested in telling the truth. AI is interested in presenting you with an approximation of something that looks good, that seems like an average person would like it.
Yeah, see, that's how I got caught using Cliff Notes back in the day. It's like the teacher was like, you didn't read this. You read the notes.
Also, Cliff Notes is right. Cliff Notes was exactly right. They just left out key pieces of information so that the teachers could catch you lying.
Yes, very key pieces.
Well, I would also say, I think partly, I actually pulled part of that information from Wiki as well. So that tells you they're both screwed. But so, okay, well then let me ask you this. So if that is not true, then is that whole Simpsons phenomenon of them predicting the future, is that all bullshit?
Well, of course it's bullshit. I mean, we don't predict the future. I mean, what? If we were soothsayers, would we be comedy writers? No.
I was going to catch him.
The lottery. But I mean, here's the thing. We did predict some stuff. We did predict. I mean, we made a joke about Donald Trump being president. We made a joke about certain things. And the explanation of that is if you say a billion jokes, one or two of them might be right. Like, oh, there's a 1 in a billion chance. There's a 1 in a, and we have a very high joke per minute rate on The Simpsons. And so if you keep joke for, I don't know, 35 years, some things are going to turn out, the dumbest things you thought of are actually going to happen.
That is so crazy too, because especially back in the 90s, you would think that it's so hard to physically make an episode of The Simpsons that there's no way they could have went back that fast. And wow, okay.
Well, we didn't. I'm saying the football one was an exception. Lisa the Greek was an exception. We had a lot of football bettors on the show, including the executive producer Sam Simon and George Meyer, who cared very much about who was going to win the Super Bowl. And so they made it so that we're going to make The Simpsons seem like we picked the right winner, even though we've created we didn't know who was going to be in the Super Bowl. We created the whole episode before we figured out who's going to be in the Super Bowl. And at the end, we sort of put the right names in. And the right score at the end.
There's not like a secret episode where like Hulk Hogan, Theo Huxtable, and Ozzy all die in the same week, right? Because
no, that would be very unusual. And as a matter of fact, there's a thing on the internet I saw of Trump coming down the escalator. It's like we didn't animate that. We didn't animate that before Trump was president and before that happened. That was after, if it happened at all. I don't think it happened at all because I think it was created by fans. But if it happened at all, it would happen after that because we were doing a parody of that thing. So the timeline is all fucked up because they're. Can you swear on the show?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. The timeline is all messed up because they want the Simpsons to have predicted things that they didn't predict. So they'll take something that happened after and say this was on the show before. So none of it's true. Anything that was really amazing is not true. Anything that seems random, probably true. I mean, that's Occam's razor, guys.
Yeah. Well, the internet's going to lose its mind.
Yeah. So. Breaking news. You heard it here first on the Dangerous.
I mean, other than the Illuminati giving us the information early, which also happens.
I swear to God, I was going to ask you, are you in the Illuminati? Please tell the internet.
Definitely in the Illuminati.
I knew it.
That's right.
And I know, Tiff, I know you wanted to ask about the WGA SAG-AFTRA stuff.
I did. So I know that you were on the front lines in 2023.
Sure.
You were talking, you said a really great thing about how unions have to stick together and support one another. It was back when UPS was striking and teachers and hotel
very brave
workers.
Of me. That was very brave of me.
Yeah. Hey,
I mean, here's the thing. Of course, when you have to amalgamate, when you're fighting big power, you have to amalgamate your power. And to amalgamate your power, we need movements of large groups of people to fight big, powerful companies. It's still true right now. There's no fighting MAGA or Trump without a movement. We can't just sit at home and complain, right? You have to gather. The No Kings thing, where it was fantastic. Millions of people fought. We can't do it every 3 months. We have to gather together and create a an active, viable movement that actually is real for two reasons. One is to make change. Two is the idea of walking with thousands of people like I did in Los Angeles makes you realize you're not alone.
Yeah.
There's not, it's not like they have all the power. We have a shit ton of power. We just don't realize it because we don't gather together enough, either on the internet or in person or in groups. We need to bond together in groups. The union is exactly that thing. When people were fighting, the delivery people were fighting, and the hotel workers were fighting, and the writers were fighting, we should gather and help each other. Why not?
Yes, thank you. Louder for the kids in the back.
I'm a vested Teamster and was for, I was in the Teamsters for probably 10 plus years or whatever, and just absolutely loved being in a union. But it was funny because you just said, oh, I was very brave for going. I was very brave. But the odd thing is, I would say, is that it's surprising how many people don't get off the couch and go do things like that. I know you're making a joke about being brave or whatever, but when it all came down with the women's rights thing with the Supreme Court, it's like,
whoa, women have rights?
When?
Let's stop that. But when that happened, I've talked with many, many people about this. Like, I can't believe the entire fucking country didn't come out of their houses. It's amazing what it takes nowadays to get people out of their houses. When we went to No King's Day, like you said, it was it was cathartic seeing everybody else out there with us.
Yeah.
It was really, really felt good. But back to the WGA SAG-AFTRA stuff, what was going on at the time and why did you get involved?
My unions were striking for better pay and better treatment. And we were worried about the future of television sort of collapsing in front of us and figuring out how the best can we protect the workers in this situation. I'm not sure that we stopped any collapse that's happening. I mean, the show business is still collapsing around us, but we tried, and we're sort of trying to still fight off AI as an issue for writers and for actors. It's hard when I can go online right now and go to certain AI programs and create pretty realistic looking actors or animation and use that without hiring anybody, without hiring union people to draw it, union people to write it. So it may be the cat's out of the bag, but we were trying our best to try and sort of reel it back in so that people could make a living doing this thing that we've always been able to make a living at.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
How do you feel about SAG-AFTRA this year in 2025 with the slate? Is it their year? Is it the union's year this year?
I mean, it's union's year every year. Every union slate is a slate that's trying to fight for the actors, right? I mean, nobody's running on, hey, I'm giving away your health care and your rights to work. Everybody who's running wants to help the union. I'm on Sean Astin's team. I'm like on some kind of delegate, or trying to run as a delegate for Sean Astin, who I like very much. But what? I know so many actors and writers and cameramen and sound people who can't make a living anymore.
Yeah.
So what can we do about that? We can try, we can only do what we can do and try to protect the jobs we can protect, and then figure out how our industry is refiguring itself. It's trying to figure out how it's going to make money in the future. And right now, we don't know.
I having been a musician for a lot of years, and I can now. Once I took
a teamster and a musician. And what? Did you ever keep a job?
That's how he got me to go out with him.
Yes, right. That's right. But I typed in the lyrics of a song I wrote years and years ago, and I put it into AI and had it make a song, and it made almost a better song than the one I had written. It was unbelievable. Have you ever seen anything where you went, AI wrote that? There's no fucking way.
Like immediately as a writer, have
you seen something on television or in movies? You're like, oh, AI wrote that.
No, there's so much mediocre stuff written by humans that I can't differentiate the mediocre stuff that's written by AI.
Gotcha.
I tell you that my experiments with AI as a tool, because we're trying to figure out, is it a tool? Musicians used to balk against drum machines, saying drum machines are the ruination of rock and roll. And then suddenly they figured out how to use it, or
Def Leppard loses an arm, and then they're like, "This is the greatest technology on earth."
Yeah, yeah.
Right, or Logic or anything. These are tools. So can I use it as a tool? Right now, I can't. I can't put things in. I've tried. I put stories in to a computer, into ChatGPT or to any of and it comes out with really shitty versions, like so much shittier. And to fix it, I have to keep prompting it and prompting it and prompting it. And I might as well be writing my own screenplay. I mean, there's no reason. It's not saving anybody any time. Yes, in an instant, something terrible can be instantly, printed and made, but it's not the thing that makes the sale, and it's not the thing that makes the good story, and it's not the thing. So they can't do it yet. Maybe they can at some point. I'll give you an example of what I'm talking about. I was writing a show about a South Asian family with a South Asian co-writer, and I typed into AI, like, what are 10 situations that only a South Asian family would face who emigrated to America? And then it came back. The number one suggestion was the husband forgets the wife's birthday or anniversary. And it's like, well, that is the most common hokey sitcom premise for anyone of any culture.
That's a Gilligan's Island episode.
They're not taking into account anything that I'm saying about the specifics of South Asian culture, like this family that's from India. They're not using any of that. And then you type in only for Indian culture, and you still get back, it's the kid gets a bad report card and hides it from his parents. Like that, it's nothing interesting and germane to a specific culture, and that's the only value of it, so
yeah, I've used it to I've tested it with writing political videos, and it is awful.
It's terrible.
It is so bad.
Yeah.
I'm like,
it
wow.
sees other videos that are mostly awful and says, let's do that.
Yeah, you can tell that it's just like skimming the top of what's the most popular on the internet, which is already fallible, and it's just feeding you this crap that it's really bad.
Yeah,
it's worse for actors, because actors' faces can be scanned and actors' voices can be used, and I can right now, I'm not going to, but I can right now get an image of an actor, let's say Fran Drescher, who's the president of SAG right now, and steal her face and voice and put it in something without her permission. I mean, I guess maybe she'd sue me later, but honestly, it's like, it's not fair. That's a real person with real talent, and you shouldn't be able to steal their image and their voice without their permission.
Yeah,
I think what you said is absolutely right. It's a tool, and I've actually said this multiple times. It's a tool. For this podcast, the only way we use AI is to help us with some research things. It can help. Oh yeah, and some audio things. And this episode is proof. It has already burned me.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I fucking told the guy he had a baseball stadium named after him. You know what I mean? Even though I double checked that thing today too, and was still wrong. There you go.
The internet is full of misinformation too. So I mean, that's a bigger problem that we're not going to answer today, is how, going forward, how are we going to figure out what is true and what is not true?
Yeah.
And by the way, you're not coming from a place of not knowing. You actually, if I'm correct, let's see if we get burned, you teach writing at USC, no?
I do teach writing at USC. Currently, for the last several years, I've been teaching movie and TV screenwriting, and that's, and one of the things we have to figure out is, are we allowing our students to use AI to write their scripts? And there's a real dichotomy of opinion. Some people say, well, our students should learn how to use it because it's going to be a tool that people are going to use. And other people are saying, so much more important that the writer figure out how they write. Yes. And make things better. So it's controversial. In my class, I encourage my students to write things themselves because that's how they're going to learn. But I have no way of checking, and I'm not going to even bother try to check because I'm just going to, that's not my job. My job is to sort of help them learn structure and form and tone and other things that are going to be helpful.
We've noticed when just making digital content that the American attention span has literally been shrunk down to just like grunting and pointing at this point. Have you noticed in teaching storytelling that it's becoming like an abridged art form?
I wasn't paying attention. You want to say that again? It's an easy joke. Yeah, of course. I mean, listen, we're being inundated with images and sounds, and that whole dopamine addiction thing is easy. And I am, believe me, I'm on TikTok. I'm on these things. I'm like, I get it. But yeah, I mean, things. If you watch a show from, it's kind of a joke. I don't know if you guys ever watch, you younger people who probably never saw Columbo. Columbo is a TV detective. So they show reruns of old Columbo shows, and it's very fascinating. There's a 2-hour episode of Columbo, and they show Columbo pulling up to somebody's house, getting out of the car, walking up to the door, knocking on the door, waiting for the door to be answered, adjusting his clothes, looking at, ring the bell again. It's me, Officer Columbo, and then the door opens. Like any TV show made today would not include any of that. It'd be so much. People are pulling their hair out. Get answer the door. Get inside. Cut inside. Like,
you hear the doorbell as he's pulling up. You know
exactly. I mean, we don't. We don't have the time. We know what's going on. We don't have the time to wait and watch this stuff. If there's no extra story being told, go fast. That's our taste now. It wasn't people's taste in 1975.
You said something really great when you had Neil Brennan on your show, and you said that you hate when like a main character talks to himself, and you teach your students not to do that. And he said, I talk to myself all the time. Because you said, I don't care. Don't put it in the story.
It's so lazy. People tell me that all the time. I talk to myself. I don't care. It's lazy storytelling. Like, boy, I wonder if I should ask Amelia out. Like, don't talk to yourself and tell me, show me something. Show me the character deciding about asking this girl out in another way. He's got a picture. He's got her phone number. He's going to call. He's not going to call. There's other things going on. There's other way to show it. It's lazy to have the character talk. Exposition, speaking exposition out loud all the time that way is lazy.
I've totally nerded out over your podcast in the last week, and your episodes with Will Forte and Neil Brennan, Patton Oswalt, Kevin Nealon, all the ones are really great. But you really taught me that walking around and talking out loud in voices is not mentally ill. Like, I have just not been around the right people, and I can't tell you how comforting that is.
We do it all the time.
All the time.
Oh my God.
We made voices for our moms that is just, if they knew, my mom would be mortified if she knew what she sounds like in here.
Yeah.
My wife speaks out loud to herself all the time. And then
Hi, Brown.
but she also speaks to me. And I can't tell the difference. And she's mad when she speaks to me and I don't pay attention because I think she's talking to herself. And then when she's talking to herself and I said, what'd you say? It's like, I'm talking to myself. She's mad at me. So there's no winning. I have a no-win situation. People at home, I can either supposed to be listening, not listening. I don't know when that's supposed to be happening.
I think you and Jim have the same problem because he just, I see him go, oh, am I supposed to say something or ignore you? I don't know what to do.
Right.
Yeah. I'm trying. I err on the side of saying something because at least then she knows I know she's alive.
Yeah, right.
Let me ask you this. Our son has like hundreds and hundreds of thousands of followers on TikTok, and he makes cinematic movies that are about a minute and a half long. He does very, very well. He's very, very good at what he does. But one of his biggest gripes is he goes, I fucking hate making content for a robot.
Oh, for the algorithm.
For the algorithm. He goes, I would much rather make it for real people.
Does he use swear words in front of you?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
yeah. He's 20. So
I think we have
all our
some the
kids
same
are grown
age.
up.
Yeah.
They're all grown up.
All right. Okay.
But he hates making, and as we've been doing this podcast, if you watch the very first episode and then watch our last episode, they're completely fucking different. And you run into that situation where you have to kind of adjust what you do to appease the algorithm to some extent.
The algorithm keeps changing. So,
I agree.
That's true.
So it's like trying to figure out what America thinks is going to be popular. You can try your very best to try and make something that's going to work towards the algorithm, or hear me out, just make what you want and then figure out if that's going to work. That's, for me, I don't know what's going to be popular. I only know what I like. So I can only make things that I like. And then maybe it'll be popular and maybe it won't. Even the tricks to sort of make it work with the algorithm sometimes work and sometimes don't. And then they change all the time. So it's a little bit of a fool's errand to try and chase that.
Yeah.
And listen, we can all joke and laugh about it. It's fucking like we spent a lot of time. This is one of the things I really like about your show too. Is it physically looks good. You're not sitting behind a fucking webcam.
Oh, man.
And it's 3 guys on a webcam or something.
Yeah.
We have cinema cameras in here. Tiffany and I physically edit the show. We take a lot of time to make this show. We got this.
We do the lights, we do the audio, we do the cameras. Yeah.
And so I'm going to give it the best. I'm going to give my baby the best, chance to grow up out there. So I have to play the game a little bit, but
I feel like you're playing the game and it's good enough. Like you're probably doing a better job of it than me. I'm not capable of fully following all those rules and things. It's just not in me. What's in me. My podcast, if anybody chooses to listen and go through my boring ads, because I don't do anything exciting, but and actually kind of follow it, is a conversation with somebody. But it's a conversation that usually is about somebody solving a problem for me. Like I ask them, how can you help me? And it's usually somebody funny or interesting or somebody who has an expertise in something. And hopefully, I think I get a lot of positive feedback that people like it. Maybe it's not going to be the most popular podcast in the world. Probably not. It's not, but it's not that controversial. It's not angry. It's not vehement. We're not screaming at each other. It doesn't hit any of those buttons. It's just a conversation with people who probably like each other.
That's why I love it.
Oh, I agree.
It's so authentic and it's so humanizing to people that we've been watching people like Kevin Nealon, Patton Oswalt our whole lives. And to have them on your show and you're just talking like 2 regular people.
That's the best.
As a regular person out here, like some little scrub who worked her whole life. It's really, really great to see. I really love it.
And I love really quick. Tiffany was, I was doing some work over the last few days and she's just been cracking out to your show. And I just love the titles of the episodes.
Oh, yeah.
Whether you're trying to hit the algorithm with it or not, you've got the best titles of episodes ever.
I'm just trying to make jokes. I'm just trying to, what I've done my whole life is try to make jokes. But yes, little self-deprecating titles about how horrible I am and how wonderful everybody else is.
You're dipping your toe back into stand-up. I think it was a couple of weeks ago. It was your first time back in 36 years. How'd it go?
Yeah. It was fun. I'm doing it better now. I'm doing it different. Before I was just trying to be splashy and crazy, and now I'm actually trying to say stuff that means something to me, and also be connective. I'm doing the same thing. Like my goal is to make people laugh, but it's not really. That's my goal. My goal is to be a better actor. I was not a great actor, and I'm still not a great actor. But I'm taking memorized material. And I'm going to say that material, but not say it as though it's memorized. Not say it as though I'm a robot. If I can say it so it doesn't look like I'm a wooden machine saying something, that's a victory to me. I don't have to be great. People don't have to leave in tears. But if I had a moment where it seems like I was off the cuff talking about something that was important to me, even though it was something I wrote out and I memorized and edited, and then I feel so good about myself. Oh, I did something that's got this close to acting, and that's exciting to me, and I'm having fun. People seem to be, they don't hate me. Nothing's been thrown at me, so that's fantastic. Yeah,
that's great.
People who do stand-up comedy are fucking giants because that is ballsy to get up there and fucking. I mean, that above acting, above being a musician, I've done thousands of shows. That ain't nothing compared to the balls it fucking takes, I would imagine, to get up and tell jokes with nothing. There's no guitar. There's no fucking nothing.
Going to see stand-up is one of my favorite things ever.
And it's one of my least favorite. Well, I love stand-up comedy, but go ahead, yeah.
So one of my bucket list things was to go to the Comedy Store and sit front row and see a great show. And so this poor man, I drag him all the way to LA. We get to the Comedy Store, we sit in the front row. And it's Kevin Nealon, Anthony Jeselnik, Maniscalco, and then Jeff Ross comes out. And
Great show. I'm sure they picked on you every time.
They didn't, and nobody had picked on us all night. And then Jeff Ross comes out to do his
shtick.
And he's looking at me and he's looking at James, and I'm mentally sending him please God, don't vibes. Please,
Right.
no, because I'll never ever get him to a comedy show.
Because I have a little social anxiety, and so I'm sitting there, and and we're in front row, and there's Jeff Ross. I'm like, I know he's going to fucking
I'm
say
like,
something
please,
to me.
God.
I know he's going to
Please,
say
God.
something.
He's a
And-
doll. They're all nice people. I mean, everybody
Yeah.
but Jeselnik is nice.
Oh.
And even he's nice. He's just very cocky. So it's like
Oh.
it's all fine, and deservedly so. He's one of the greats. So like, okay, but he thinks he's also one of the greats. So that's also.
That's funny.
But here's the dirty little secret. I started doing improv when I was 16 at the Groundlings and other places. So I'm used to doing things that aren't funny and used to doing things that occasionally don't get laughs. It's not about, so I can be on stage and eat shit, as they say. I'm used to it. So it's not rough for my ego to just be there and not get laughs. I don't want my stand-up comedy to be that, but for improv, you have to be willing to fail.
Yeah.
You have to be willing to jump in, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. So I'm okay if a joke that I say that I think is funny doesn't get a laugh. It's not a brutal stab in the chest. It's sort of like, okay, move on.
That's iron,
Oh
dude.
my God.
Man,
I just
wow.
go home and cry in the corner.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it.
Real quick,
Why?
we saw a fantastic documentary, which we've actually watched like 4 times now, of Paul Rubens, who was in the Growlings. And we wanted to ask you, were you there at the same time? We saw a fantastic documentary, which we've actually watched like 4 times now, of Paul Rubens, who was in the Growlings. And we wanted to ask you, were you there at the same time?
I was a fanboy of the Groundlings when he was doing stuff, and I was at the Groundlings in the beginner world when he was doing the main show, and so I knew, Phil Hartman, and I knew Paul Rubens, and I knew all those John Paragon and Lynn Stewart and all the original Groundlings, Lorraine Newman, and Tracy Newman. And so those people I knew. I was like the 16-year-old kid hanging around saying, how do you do it, guys? So I do. I met all of those people and hung out with some of them. But again, they were here and I was here, and it was not. We were in different worlds, but I knew them. Paul Rubens was somebody who I've met many, many times and don't know, well at all. And even growing up, when you watch the documentary, you realize, he was like that with everybody.
I was going to say, I don't think anybody did.
It wasn't just me, but I didn't know that until I watched the documentary. I just thought, okay, well, I annoy him, and so.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh,
It's
he was
okay.
that was a
What a
fantastic
gem.
documentary too.
Yeah, it was really cool.
Yeah.
And got
Learned a lot.
improv. So you've done probably
Tons.
a decent amount of improv.
Yes.
Just what is your insight on that? What is that like? That has got to be like, you got to have you just got to know that, listen, I'm going to fail and I'm okay with that.
Well, no.
Okay.
You might fail. You're not going to fail. You're doing it because you might fail, but you're just going to jump off a cliff and see what happens. You might land in the water, you might not. But here's what's great about it. There's so many great things about taking it. Everybody should take it. If you're not a performer, it doesn't matter. You should take it because you learn to feel safer if you have social anxiety, Jim.
Yes.
Social anxiety?
Yeah.
So you learn that every situation, as a writer, you learn every situation is a possibly great scene. There's no bad ideas, none. So if you give me any situation, it could be a great scene, it could be a really bad scene. We don't know until we explore it. It's how it's done. Okay, so there's no bad ideas. What a great lesson to learn from a writer, as a writer. Another great lesson is inhabit a character. When you're in a scene, you get to inhabit a character. When you're a writer, you have to inhabit all the characters. You have to switch like somebody with mental disorder, but from this to this to this to this to this. That's what it teaches you how to do, and it's exciting and fun, and it puts you in the mindset of the place and the physicality of places. So that's good, and it teaches you to fight the anxiety that you have about being in front of people. So if you public speaking becomes easier, meetings with other people become easier. It's easier to sort of say that idea you're afraid to say because you're afraid it's going to go poorly. Well, it probably won't go poorly, and maybe even if it's not well received, they appreciate the suggestion. Like you learn that more people appreciate you putting out that energy than not putting out that energy. So everybody should take it. I encourage everyone to. It's really helpful.
I love that.
It made me a writer. It gave me a career. Honestly, I wouldn't be a writer without having taken improv.
My God, I want to go. I want to take your fucking class.
Yeah, you should.
Honey, can I go to USC,
Yes,
please?
go.
Jesus Christ.
It only costs $80,000 a year. What's the
Well,
price?
Oh, well, when our last graduates, maybe we'll take that
Yeah,
off.
we got one daughter left in college, and then we're done. And
Well.
she's a senior this year, so
There's scholars, but you don't have to go. That's the other. The USC probably doesn't want me to say this, but you're going to film school. Like, what are you doing?
no, yeah.
Just go make your movies. Everybody should be making their movies. It's college is great, and all the kids should go through college because it's a good place to grow up. But it's not necessarily the place you're going to learn a vocation.
Yeah, I think it was Ken Burns said one time, and probably other directors too, is like, you don't know how to make a movie until you just go fucking do it.
Yeah.
He goes, I made my first movie about the Brooklyn Bridge. I think it was his first documentary. And he's like, I didn't know what the fuck I was doing.
Yeah.
It's a great document. That Brooklyn Bridge
love that
is
one.
amazing. So that's his first one? Oh, my God.
That was his very first one, yeah.
Well, he was born to do it then, because that's one of my favorite documentaries.
He's my favorite documentarian as well. Well, fantastic. I would like to just kind of end on this, and we always try to ask people, what advice, and this is the same old thing, but what advice would you give to somebody it's different advice too, like somebody who's starting a podcast, somebody who wants to be a writer, somebody, what advice would you give to people who want to kind of get in one of these businesses?
Like a risky business?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's every business. So I don't know. That's anybody who wants to do anything anywhere is going to get into what is now a risky business. There is no easy path to anything anymore, right? Yeah. So my advice to everyone all the time is learn the landscape, figure out what you're getting into, really decide if you like that world, maybe get a job working for somebody in that landscape to sort of really suss it out. And then if you really love it, dive in, try. Like, that's it. But learn about the world. Don't just say, well, I like movies, so I'm going to write a movie and then sell it. Learn how people are selling movies first, and then figure out, can I write something that I think can be sold right now? Or should I figure out, I'm not going to sell it to a corporation anymore. I'm going to write a movie that I can make myself, because it has to be within a budget and a frame so I can make myself, and then use that to put that out onto YouTube and then try to make my name that way. Like, there's things change. The industry changes. Just sort of be aware of it. But my son's a singer-songwriter. His name is Charlie Kogan. He's fantastic. He's on Spotify and Apple Music and Amazon and everywhere else. He's great. He's a singer-songwriter, really wants to be a songwriter-producer, but you have to sing your own songs in order for anybody else to get them. Right. It's a terrible business. It's a shitty business. I don't have to tell you, Teamster musician. It's a bad business model, because very few people sort of reach the place where they can actually make a really good living at it. I mean, some people can make a modest living at it, but it's very, very hard. But I'm not going to tell them not to do it. What I tell them is, learn about that business. Learn what it takes to book yourself in clubs. Learn what it takes to release a record. All that stuff is changing all the time. But if he loves the music, you got to do what you love.
Yeah,
I couldn't agree more with that, because when we finally decided to do a podcast, I said, I'm going to learn everything there is to know, because I didn't even listen to podcasts. I'm going to learn everything there is to know about podcasts. How do you distribute them? How do you make them? Well, how long should they generally be? Like, what,
Do you listen to them now?
I'm sorry?
Do you listen to them now?
To be honest, wow, I'm getting called out. I actually don't listen to podcasts very often. And it's not because I don't now enjoy the medium. It's that I don't have time. I just don't find and I'm not somebody who can listen to like a podcast and write or do things like that. I mean, I might be able to cook or something while listening to a podcast, but no, I don't. I don't listen to a lot of it.
I think if we didn't have to do like all the post-production, we probably would listen more. I tend to watch in the mornings. A couple,
agree.
but I'm not a regular, staunch
I
subscriber.
listen to podcasts. I drive in LA. We drive and we listen to things.
And who do you like? Who do you like right now?
Wow, I love The Rest is History. I don't know if you listen to this history podcast.
I'm writing them down. No, go for it.
There's something called the Script Notes podcast. If you're interested in writing, Script Notes podcast is the best. And Craig Mazin and John August tell you all you need to know about writing scripts. You Made It Weird by Pete Holmes. Pete Holmes is a genius, and his podcasts are genius and really funny and really sharp. Pod Save America.
Oh, yeah.
Love
Of course.
those guys.
Yep.
Is fantastic. Bullseye with Jesse Thorne, always talking to great artists. Blocks with Neil Brennan, fantastic podcast. Conan O'Brien Needs a Friend. Conan O'Brien's my friend. I'm going to listen to that all the time. Now, there's also one that no one should listen to called Thought Spiral. This is where Andy Kindler and J. Elvis Weinstein talk with each other, and it's just 2 hours of, oh my God, listen to them argue with each other and fight with each other. And I don't know if there's any other listener but me, but I listen to this all the time. I exercise to these things. I listen to books on tape. I'm very oral.
Love it, love it. Now, we'll add the dangerous ones and see if you like it.
I have.
Well, the one thing
Thank you.
The one thing I would say I really like about this is we're finally starting to branch out of things that aren't hardcore political, all the time. And it's nice because I think with politics these days, it's so fucking brutal that it's nice to have
not a lot to laugh and smile about,
I guess so, but it's very important to sort of get your political ducks in a row because this is a fight.
Yeah.
And unless you're willing to sort of get in the fray, people are saying, what are we going to do about Trump? And he's like, you can fight him. This is all we can do is fight. I mean, that's all there is. Band together as a movement. You're not going to fight them individually. We have to create a movement. So if podcasts like this can create a movement, if we can gather together, make everybody feel that there's comfort and safety in our big numbers, which is what has to be in order to move them. And we have to take action, which means not just marching in the street, but also just not buying products from people that we don't like and not supporting financially things that we don't like and really make people feel the pain, whatever that is. This is how Martin Luther King did it, and this is how Gandhi did it, and this is how we'll have to do it.
I couldn't agree more. And one of the things we say on this show all the time is when you go out and physically protest, it's surprising, and this is a weird thing to say, but how much fun it actually is. Yep, you're there for a serious reason. Yep, you're there to
They want to scare
fight.
you, but
I'm telling you, folks, go out and protest. It's a lot of fun. And
we palled around with the National Guard. The National Guard was out there, honestly, downtown LA, guarding buildings that nobody was attacking. And they were cheering us on and we're exchanging water. It was really great because they're not the enemy. The enemy is people who have real strange political views that want to just, steal our money and make us slaves.
And make us hate each other.
Yeah, that's true too.
Yeah.
Well, folks, the podcast is called Don't Be Alone with Jay Kogan. Are you doing any stand-up anytime soon?
Yes, but nobody will know unless they happen to be in that place when I do it. Like I'm not going to be billboarded, but I do it all the time.
Then I would say still check out the podcast. We'll put a link in the description. We can't thank you from the bottom of our hearts enough for coming on the show, Jay. It truly means a lot to us.
Thank me from the middle of your heart. You don't have to go all the way to the bottom.
The middle's gone. That was cored out by the first administration.
The cockles have scar tissue. It's bad in there.
It's gone in there.
Okay, I get it.
But truly, thank you for coming on, and please come back.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
You bet.